58 career victories. He is in his 41st season, including his playing days, GM days, and head coaching days in the NBA. His Dr. Pepper starting five tonight. Adrian Griffin and Dirk Nowitzki are the forwards. Rafe LaFrentz will man the middle. Steve Nash at the point guard. Michael Finley the shooting guard. And Finn last season played well against Washington, Bob.
A very impressive 58% from the field. If Michael shoots 58% tonight, he's going to get a bunch of points once again. A crossover, right back to left, and then rises for the jump shot. There, that's a good sign. Want to see Michael Finley taking the short route to the basket.
50-year-old Doug Collins is in his second season, overseeing the Wizards' fortunes. He's got a young squad, 49-59 his overall record. And the Dr. Pepper starting five for Collins and the Wizards features Jerry Stackhouse, their top point man at one forward. Christian Laettner, the ex-Maverick, the other. Brendan Haywood, and a good-looking second-year center, mans the middle. Larry Hughes at the point. And Michael Jordan, 23 career games against the Mavs, actually scoring a little less against Dallas than the rest of the NBA, Harp.
Tell you what, Michael Jordan's obviously the greatest player ever to play. This is his patented move, the step back. Here he has a defender on him, goes right around him, can still get it done. Michael Jordan not flying anymore, but knocking down threes from the perimeter. And the Mavericks definitely need to pay a lot of attention to that guy, Michael Jordan.
Well, Jordan had back-to-back 30-plus point scoring games until San Antonio got their mitts on him on Saturday and limited him to 16 on Saturday. Tonight's officials brought to you by Dr. Booth Eye Care and Laser Centers. Dr. Booth has successfully performed over 30,000 LASIK vision corrections. That's more than the maximum capacity at the American Airlines Center. Mike Callahan, Monty McCutcheon, and Pat Frayer are tonight's officials. Mavericks have it to begin the night. They'll have it to open the fourth as well. Larry Hughes, the ex-76er and Warrior, guarding Nash. Steve finds LaFrentz. His maneuver to the reverse side allowed him a good look, but he couldn't finish.
He has to finish that one. That was a pretty easy look for Rafe early in this game.
Stackhouse guarded by Finley. Nowhere to go with it. Michael Jordan, the Wizards' hope, will be the bailout man. Rebound, Haywood. It's exactly what he did to Dallas on the glass in here last season. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in Spanish on the SAP channel of your remote, courtesy of our friends at Bimbo. Bimbo, fresh and delicious breads and sweet goods from our family to yours. The Bimbo name means quality.
Be very interesting how Dallas respond to losing their first home game. They've been out rebounded, not scoring as well as they have early in the season.
Haywood, not a very good free throw shooter, but you're right there, Harp. They better rebound the basketball because this guy with the ball right now doesn't shoot free throws well, as I mentioned, but he is very lively around the basketball. I'll tell you, when he shoots a free throw, it's an adventure.
Doesn't look close.
Oh, he's far from the worst in the league, 63% on the season. Out of the double team, Nash finds Nowitzki, and Washington called for a 3-second in the key defensive violation. It's on Haywood. They scrambled that time, sending an immediate double team towards Nash. And Nash will shoot the tech, tops in the NBA free throwing at nearly 93%.
Oh, my.
He had missed the entire month until he clanked one against Utah on Friday, and now he's missed 2 of his last 3. He had a string of 49 in a row before that initial miss against the Jazz.
Steve took a second shot after that free throw. He's lucky he didn't get a delay a game. They could have very easily have done that.
Griffin against Jordan. Goes to the Michael Finley against the Mavericks. The 2-0 lead.
It was a tough shot against good defense by Michael Jordan.
Griffin played well against the Wizards last season, averaged 11.5 a game against them in 2 meetings. Stackhouse behind a Laettner pick. Over Nowitzki. Rafe LaFrentz had only 1 of those on Friday. That's his first retrieval tonight.
He needs to get about 8 or 10 of those tonight.
Finley against Stackhouse. Maneuvered free.
He was definitely moving on that shot. Tough to make that one.
Can't be moving to the left like that. You can't be floating. You got to go straight up.
Jordan 4th all-time in the NBA in scoring. 316 points away from Wilt for number 3 coming into the night. Stackhouse bottled up by Griffin, who goes to the deck to snare it. But Stackhouse apparently tied him up. Those two will jump it up down in the Washington end.
Good quick hands by Griffin with that left hand. Watch him reach in right there. He frees the ball and he goes on the floor.
Griff does a good job of that, getting his hands on a lot of loose balls.
He has had 2 or more steals 10 times this season. Leads the club in steals in limited playing time. Stackhouse has a 40-inch vertical, and it was on display right there. Larry Hughes, an excellent shooter this season at 49%, misses his first attempt tonight.
Everything's coming from the outside from him, though.
Nowitzki picks up where he left off Friday, doesn't he? Got a little hop in elevation on that jumper for a 4-0 Dallas lead.
Tell you what, if the Mavericks had won on Friday, everyone would have been talking about Nowitzki's wonderful line, but having lost the ball, no one said much about it. He had 28 points and 17 rebounds.
Also 4 steals, no turnovers in a complete game. Played all 48 minutes. Nash backing out against the double team. Now wheels down the lane. LaFrance attacking the rim. The bucket. Hayward fouled him.
That's great penetration by Steve Nash to make that play. Rafe goes up strong. And that's what you get, Coach. When you go up strong, you definitely get an opportunity. Here you see Steve with great penetration, just a nice kick. Hayward with the foul. Rafe LaFrance, an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Tell you what kind of made the play was Washington tried to double Nash out on the floor to get him to, number one, kill his dribble or make the pass. And he didn't do that. He backed out of the double and then turned the corner. The ability to keep the dribble alive bailed him out.
Griffin did an outstanding job against Jordan in Washington last season. And here, Michael with the unforced turnover off the side of the backboard. Nowitzki charging hard. Unable to connect. Leitner with the bump and the personal foul. Nowitzki has got big eyes and a tongue wagging early in this game. You can tell that he wants the ball.
And he needs to get it. When Dirk is going good, he can absolutely carry your basketball team offensively. And when he's got it going, you want to go to him and milk him for everything you can get from him.
And then if they double down on him, he's good enough to find the open man and make the good pass.
That's where he's improved, getting the ball to the open people.
Watch SmackDown Thursday night, 7 p.m. on UPN 21. Feels like SmackDown on this telecast sometime, the way you guys kind of banter back and forth.
What do you mean?
Laying the SmackDown.
Well, that's really, it's because we're just picking on you. That's the thing to do.
Well, you did a nice job of that in the open. 2 dancers come over, and rather than sharing the wealth, you guys showed your selfish ways. Stackhouse attacking, got fouled from behind by Griffin.
That is really bad weak side defense. Stackhouse makes the penetration. Nobody on the weak side recognized that he beat Michael Finley. Your defense has to be in tune to that kind of penetration.
Notice how you're both ignoring my prior comment.
Oh, I thought you were talking to
I was talking to both of
us.
you.
Oh, you calling me selfish, man?
Yes. I said you displayed some selfish tendencies.
Oh, tendencies.
Yes.
Yeah, you young whippersnappers, you just don't know.
Stackhouse has all 4 Washington points. 3 minutes gone by in the first, the only visit of the season by the Wizards here, and most likely Jordan's final showing in Dallas. Nash, the stunner step maneuver. Oh, he missed the layup. That would have been highlight reel stuff right there.
Too good of a move to miss that layup. He froze the defender that time.
Stackhouse isolated, steps back on Finley. Someone opened a window or a door in here. Nash behind Nowitzki's interference. Nicely done in transition. Steve Nash gives the Mavs a 10-4 lead.
In the open court, in the open court, in the open court. Stay there, gentlemen.
That's definitely where this team needs to stay, Coach.
Only 7 fast break points all of Friday night against Utah. Larry Hughes, certainly not a pure point man in his 5th season from St. Louis. Finds Jordan. Curled free down the lane, and Adrian Griffin trailing is forced to foul.
But he was doing a good job at the point. You know, he's had 5 straight double-doubles. He's doing a great job. Definitely not a pure point guard, but for Washington and what they have as a team, I think he's legitimate right now.
Hey, Griffin's working hard against Jordan. He's bumping him, grabbing him, shoving him.
He better work hard against Michael, because Michael's going to work hard against him, that's for sure.
Jordan comes out to warm up, guys. He works on his face-up game against, at shooting a jump shot. He works with his back to the basket. He's wringing wet in a warm-up. I mean, he's shooting free throws. He moves out. He just truly worked hard in the warm-up. And there are guys in this league, wannabes, who come out and spend 10 minutes laying on the floor stretching. I don't get it.
Nowitzki busting the 3, a little short. Jordan averaging 17.3 a game in what he says will be his final NBA season, but we've heard that before. Ooh, serve by Larry Hughes, the reverse of the foul.
And there he shows some of his two-guard skills right there, getting to the basket with a nice finish. Here he takes Michael Finley baseline and gets all the way on the other side. Again, somebody from the Mavericks needs to step up. Rafe LaFrentz in particular needs to be there.
Both LaFrentz and Griffin have 2 fouls early in this game.
LaFrentz was there. He just didn't help out. He just kind of encouraged him to go to the bucket. He was in position to help.
Rafe not playing with the passion Don Nelson was calling for in the pregame interview with you, Bob.
No, he's got to find that. He has to find that.
Nowitzki Harris gets bailed out by a Larry Hughes reach. It'll be Hughes first. Every Wizard grimacing once the whistle blew because Dirk took a tough shot. Nowitzki to the line, second on the club in scoring at 21.3 a game. His dad is here from Germany for the holidays, and Dirk's been playing host the last couple of days.
Hey, what normally when the parents show up, guys really step up and play big games. I know I always enjoyed when my mother came to town for a game. I mean, it just gives you that extra incentive, Coach, to go out and put together a good game.
That's because if you hadn't worked hard, she'd kick your butt. You know that.
She can still kick my butt, Coach.
That's
well,
good.
Dirk's dad will kick his butt, I promise you. He's about 6'8". He was a great handball player over in Germany. And Dirk responded to his presence Friday night. He was here Friday. Mavericks show a little full court pressure, leading 12-8. MJ faking the 3. Finds Haywood right at the iron. Nice finish by Brendan Haywood, contorting over Rafe LaFrentz. 12-10.
Interesting. Stackhouse twice has disagreed with the officials. That's Leighton. He knows how to play. Good play.
That's Charles. Job of hustling, anticipating the Hughes maneuver to the middle of the floor.
After turning the basketball over, Steve did a great job of getting back defensively. Could have quit on the play. Gets his body in front of a penetrating Hughes. Good job by Nash.
Second foul on Hughes, and in reserve, Teron Lue is all the Wizards have at the point guard spot.
Both times that Stackhouse was going to disagree with the officials, Jordan jumped in and said, no, just settle down.
LaFrentz second long-range fling of the night is short.
It's not really a catch and shoot. They're kind of like catch and shoot. And you don't want to do that. Catch and shoot.
Stackhouse started by the smaller Nash, and Rafe LaFrentz called for a 3 in the key defensive violation. He was hedging over, hoping to help Nash out once Stackhouse received the ball. The problem was Jerry never got it.
Now then you got to keep going with him right on out the other side of the lane and hustle back. You've only got 2.9 seconds in there unless you can touch a player. And that's why you don't even get within an arm's length. Make sure you touch him, and then that really helps you out.
I think when you're switching defensively, though, it's hard sometimes to read where you're supposed to be. And the Mavericks do a lot of switching defensively.
They're in a zone right now against the out-of-bounds play on the side.
Hughes, a long-distance 3. Bucks the zone over the top, and the Wizards have come from 6 back to lead, 14-12.
And it's at their pace right now, Matt.
Kick saved by Hughes and a beauty. I mean, that one goes into the first row, the other end. Larry Hughes has really improved his shooting. Comes into this game 18th in the NBA at 48.5 from the floor. Shot only 42% last season with Golden State.
And doing that from the point is very difficult to do nowadays. Not many point guards in the NBA shoot at that 48% mark.
Nowitzki turns the corner, sheds Haywood, and midair had to alter the shot. Unable to connect.
What Hughes is doing, guys, nice back cut.
Defense late again on that.
Hughes with a special delivery to Stackhouse, and Jerry's among the premier finishers in the NBA. 16-12 Wizards, and Don Nelson is all over Rafe LaFrentz. Hughes busts the 3 and delivers to Stackhouse for the Washington lead. The Wizards have rolled to a 16-12 lead with 5:52 left in the first quarter. Well, Harp, you spent 16 seasons in the league. Michael Jordan now in his 15th. Your paths crossed. What was it like to play against him?
Michael Jordan is probably one of the most competitive basketball players that I've ever played against. And he's extremely tough to play against.
He made that that pass.
Yeah, my thing with Michael Jordan is I held Michael Jordan to 35 points one night. That's my claim to fame against Michael.
I want to know about that pass that he just intercepted.
Just one of the few bad passes.
Didn't you think Jordan thanked him for the pass at the end of that little highlight? Michael Finley attacking the line. A nice sledgehammer slam off the timeout.
Good to see Finn making penetration.
Walt Williams and Sean Bradley on the floor for the Mavs off the timeout. Griffin and LaFrentz sitting. Jordan. Don't see him miss many of those. Walt Williams is in a deep drought offensively as he gives it up. Leitner on Finley on the switch. Nice head fake. Michael unable to tie it. He's 1 of 3. The Mavericks as a team now 5 of 12, 41% on the night.
Everything that they've taken so far has been challenged for the most part by the Wizards.
The Wizards are 6th in the league in points per game allowed, only 89 per ball game. Now, granted, they play a much slower tempo than Dallas generally. Larry Hughes continues his strong early showing with 7 points.
I'll tell you, Washington's doing a very good job of using clock, bringing the ball slowly into the front court. They have taken charge of the tempo of the game.
And that's the only chance that they have, Coach. They can't run with this team, that's for sure.
Shredding the Wizards' interior defense, and Sean Bradley says thanks. Well, it's exactly what we saw the Utah Jazz do in the Mavericks' house on Friday night. Dictate tempo from the outset.
And I think the question is whether or not they can sustain that, Matt, throughout 48 minutes of basketball.
When the Wizards go to the bench, they're a pretty young team with the exception of Charles Oakley.
Oak's definitely not young.
5 on the shot clock. Leitner patiently to Stackhouse. It's Jerry's second air ball tonight.
Yeah, but that won't bother him. He'll keep shooting.
You know that. Finley on Hughes, bouncing off the crossover. Bradley fights to keep it alive and was held by Brendan Haywood. Hayward's second foul as Sean Bradley beat him to the spot.
That's a good alert call by the officials. They could have been watching the ball. They would never have seen that.
A good alert play by Sean Bradley to get to that basketball.
Tyronn Lue into the game. Has 2 NBA title rings in his time in Los Angeles. Signed via free agency with Washington last season. He's their best 3-point shooter.
It's incredible. A guy like that plays a couple of years and win championship. I played 16 years, Coach, and couldn't win one.
I didn't say that now. You can't.
I've said it. It's true.
Yeah, but the point is, believe me, you played all 16 years. There's guys in this league for 16 years that play about 10.
Well, thank you.
Then they get paid for the other 6.
Finley charging to the rim away from Stackhouse. Bradley fouled as he took it up in traffic. Either Kwame Brown or Christian Leitner, the guilty party. It'll be Kwame Brown, fresh in off the bench. Brown, the first ever high schooler selected tops overall in the NBA draft last season by the Wizards.
Sean Bradley takes the pass from Michael Finley, tries to elevate, and Brown does about the only thing he can do. I might point out, I don't know this for sure, but I'm getting the impression that someone has talked to this Maverick team and said, let's concentrate on playing and let's not concentrate on officiating. Have you noticed that so far in the game?
Well, there's no use talking to the officials because it does distract you from what you need to be doing, and that's focusing in on the game itself.
I thought they did too much of that against Utah.
Well, it became a bit of a travesty against the Jazz. I mean, you lose 2 coaches to technical fouls.
Uh-oh.
Jordan has a step.
That's nice. There's your veteran who knows how to play. A lot of young guys would have forced that bucket. They would have forced the shot. Not Jordan. He gave it to the open man.
Jordan double teams all of his career.
20-18, the Wizards maintain the edge. Nash stops and goes away from Lue, and Tyronn from behind commits the personal foul on a reach-in.
Well, Steve is getting to where he wants to get on the court with his penetration. Very aggressive offensively with the ball.
Distributing the ball well. He has 3 assists already. The Mavericks as a team were limited to 9 assists in the loss to the Jazz, and Steve had a season-high 6 turnovers in that game Friday night.
That's an indication of their struggle, too, Matt. When the Mavericks only have 9 assists in a full game, you know they're not running. They're not playing their style basketball.
But you got to make shots before you get assists. And they shot 33%, so it all goes together.
It all works together. Absolutely.
You shoot it well and you end up with more assists when in fact you may not have passed the ball as well on that night as you did on another night when you didn't hit shots.
Stackhouse unable to hit the three. Brown climbing above the iron, not once but twice. And he'll go to the free throw line off the interior foul against the Mavs. 11-8, the rebounding edge early for the visitors. Not the type sign that Don Nelson and the Mavericks were after. Our fine production crew in the holiday spirit. We certainly appreciate their efforts all season long.
You might know that Vic Sosa wouldn't know when to shut up. He had to talk a long period of time. Did you notice that?
Well, you know, what's funny was he was wishing his family happy holidays. I hope he's around to see them. I mean, he works so much.
Those are special people.
I was just going to say that. They really are. They've helped me a great deal.
Well, it's a good thing they have because, you know, Bob and I.
Well, no,
I turn south on
I have to admit that you all have too, Matt. I mean that sincerely.
Kwame Brown hits 1 of 2. It's great to have you aboard, and it's been, to this point, not just a fantastic season on the court, but off as well. We've had a great time bringing you Mavericks basketball this season.
We could get Harper to buy once in a while.
Well, that's coming, he says. Tyronn Lue, the pull-up pop. Nick Van Exel fresh in off the bench, contributing a rebound.
He's got to play well tonight. Nick does.
No points, no assists in 23 minutes. He fouled out against Utah on Friday.
I don't think it'll be that way for Nick tonight.
Nowitzki held that a tick long as Kwame Brown wouldn't leave him alone. And Dirk is 1 of 4 in the early stages tonight.
See how they slow it right there? How Jordan slows it, uses the clock. That shot clock is right now. It's down to 10 seconds. They've yet to shoot the ball. They're trying. What they do is they shorten the game by doing that, folks.
Jordan may have gotten away with an extra step. Floor with the steal. What hustle by Dirk. Van Exel put in some extra shooting time. Unselfish there, and he helps the Mavs to a 32-point lead. Michael Finley on the payoff end.
It's a great find. Dirk hustles, goes to the floor, finds Walt. Walt to Mike.
Actually, Nick to Mike.
Nick to Mike for very easy basket for Michael Finley.
It was St. Nick on that play.
That's what you have to point out, though, is the hustle play to get the ball back.
3 to shoot. Jordan squares up. Michael Jordan splashing a 3, only his 8th make, and 18 tries from beyond the arc this season.
He doesn't shoot a lot of threes, only 18 times.
5 for Michael to go with 4 assists in the first quarter, and the Wizards back on top. Walt Williams squares up. He retaliates. Great to see that. The Wizard coming into the night had made only 4 of his last 14 beyond the arc.
He's another guy that'll continue to shoot it, Matt, and he'll get it going sooner or later.
What you can't afford is to have Williams and Van Exel off the bench. Both have the same bad game in the same night like they did against Utah.
Inside the final minute, Van Exel will scan the scene. Leaves it for Finley. Michael, a long 3. Lue and Stackhouse, a 2-on-1 against Finn. Jerry goes with a left hand. Williams doubles back, trying to fight for the rebound, and is called for a loose ball foul. Penalty situation, Stackhouse to the free throw line.
Hey, what he's struggling right now. Washington is still in this game early. But Stack, I don't think has made a basket yet.
No, he's 2 of 7.
2 of 7. He shot 2 air balls.
A couple years ago, he led the NBA in total scoring. 29.8 points a game with the Pistons. They opted during this past offseason that they were unlikely to re-sign him as a free agent, and they shipped him off to the Wizards, where Michael Jordan said thanks. Stackhouse, Jordan, and Brendan Haywood, the University of North Carolina connection, hanging out now in D.C.
Well, I mean, surely Stackhouse can score the ball, but I think with Detroit, they wanted a more team guy, and I don't think Jerry is that kind of a guy. He doesn't make guys better.
They got Rip Hamilton in that deal. The Mavericks with their 3rd turnover tonight, and the Wizards with a discrepancy of 6.5 seconds game to shot clock will settle in for a good one here, leading by 1.
Collins was up, slowing them down in transition. He did not want that to happen.
Stackhouse and Lue, the 2-man game. Tyronn over Nowitzki. Finley tips. Van Exel tips, and Nash has it. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Van Exel sent that one, a hot heater along the ground, out of bounds.
Nick, 2 turnovers so far.
Stackhouse gets it off in time. unable to hit. Fortunately, Stackhouse 2 of 8 shooting in that first quarter, or else it would have been worse. The Mavericks still struggling. Finish there. Michael Finley had the response above the rim. 26-5, the Wizards up by a digit going to the second. Jordan's Wizards lead Finley's Mavericks by a point going to the second, and the two had a chance encounter some 13 years ago. Michael, a senior at Proviso East High School in the Chicago area, met Jordan as winner of a contest, and they played a little one-on-one.
Winning for me would have been a lot bigger than I think than losing for him.
No, I think he was nervous. I think he brought all his buddies from school or whatever, made you nervous, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'll give you a rematch.
Right.
Or, I don't know. I may see you in about 5 years.
You bet. 5 years later, Michael Finley.
Michael Finley sporting the Jerry curl.
Yes, indeed. Phoenix drafted him, sent to the Mavericks after his second season, and leaving his own legacy here in Dallas is Finley. Brian Russell, a Maverick killer notoriously over the years, unable to connect on the three. The second quarter's underway.
That's pretty neat to have a video like that from that long ago with a guy like Jordan. That's got to be a thrill for Michael. Michael Finley, that is.
Finley now in his 8th season out of Wisconsin. Jordan says this is it. Stackhouse anticipating the pass. Van Exel's 3rd turnover since entering the game.
Nick is really out of sync. Over the last 3 games, he's really struggled. We talked about the 0 for 5 against Utah. He's not off to a good start in this game either.
That's a really bad pass, the last one.
Wizards in his own for the first time tonight. The skip pass, Nowitzki finding Finley. Michael has to fade away on Kwame Brown, the shot blocker, but he does so beautifully.
I think Michael Finley probably playing with more bounce right now than anybody for Dallas.
Well, he has been, Coach, over the last couple of games. Without Michael Finley, I don't know, Dallas may have lost more than 1 game.
Finley averaging 27 a ball game over his last 6. Williams goes and goes, and there's a kicking foul committed by Brian Russell. Walt Williams floor burns to show for his effort. That'll be the first team foul against Washington. Number 1 on Russell.
Williams trying to beat Russell. Blocking foul by Russell. Easy call. Another look at it. Williams to his right. Right at the elbow.
Some speculation that the Mavericks had some interest in Russell via free agency this offseason. They signed Williams. Russell going to Washington after his initial 9 seasons in the league with the Jazz. Nowitzki, strong post-up position. That's how you get him going. Nicely delivered by Van Exel.
Could sure use more of that post-up play, and that's very good recognition by Walt Williams with a pretty good delivery.
2 minutes into the second, the Mavericks back on top. Stackhouse's tough night continues. He's now 3 of 10. And 2 of those made field goals have been dunks. Bradley cranks the hook on Kwame Brown in with him.
That's what he needs to do right there. No more than that. He didn't bring the ball down, and he didn't dribble it. Don't do either one of them.
Keeping it up definitely made that shot a lot easier for Sean Bradley.
The Mavericks going inside to reclaim the lead at 31-28.
You would think when Bradley does something like that, he really learned from just seeing it.
Finley is able to maneuver away from Russell and utilize the finger roll. Yes, Michael Finley can finger roll, and the Mavericks lead 33-28.
Dallas getting some easy baskets, which they need to do against this team.
Nowitzki flying into the front row, deflecting the pass. He's got 2 steals already tonight. He doesn't need his offense to get cranked up early. He'll get it done in other ways.
Look out, loves the baseline. Stackhouse loves to go baseline.
Bradley provides the human umbrella and the rejection. Van Exel not forcing it. Nowitzki charging to the goal. Lost it as Russell and Kwame Brown closed him down. 16 on the shot clock. Ball back to the Mavs.
That's a smart play by Dirk. Not knocking down his shots, but he put it on the floor to try and draw a foul. I like that action. Sean Bradley and Dirk Nowitzki give Stackhouse a double block.
Nick at night splashing the 3. That's great to see. And the Mavericks on a bit of a surge to a 35-28 lead. The Wizards have seen enough. 5 of 5. The Mavericks are 1 of 4. The Wizards have called time.
Sean Bradley inside, takes it straight up in the air. No dribble, no nothing. Shoots the jump hook. It's hard to defend that.
We wish you the happiest of holiday seasons. The Dallas Morning News NBA scoreboard. Eddie Griffin 11 for the Rockets. They're on top of Utah early. The Jazz suddenly have turned it on. And New Orleans, the final game of a 7-game road trip, and they're showing the effects, trailing San Antonio 39-27 in the second.
Pretty smart play by Christian Laettner, a guy that knows how to play. Made an excellent ball fake and then had plenty of time and room to get the jumper.
Van Exel left his second shot of the night a bit short. So the Wizards scoring off the timeout. Have it back down by 5. Derek?
Not quite set. Nick Van Exel on that shot. Sort of rushed the shot, a little off balance.
Kwame Brown inviting Bradley from the bucket. Now squares up. Bradley's done a nice job since entering the game. That's his 3rd rebound to go with 6 points, and he had that big block shot triggering a break. The ball deflected out by Teron Lue with 7:52 left in the second. For the Mavericks, they're in the midst of a long home stretch. 6 of the next 7, including tonight, will be on this floor. The lone exception, the trip to New Orleans on Christmas night for a meeting with the Hornets on Thursday.
They need to take advantage of games like this as well, playing against a team that they're clearly better than.
Bradley's helped the Mavericks batten it down on the backboards in this quarter.
Speaking of taking advantage, they've got Stackhouse and Jordan out of the game right now. This is the time when they better take advantage and try to increase that 5-point lead to 8 or 10 points.
Laettner operating on the low post. Tough fadeaway. Christian Laettner has scored the last 4 Washington points, coming off the big effort at San Antonio. He had 16 on Saturday.
Well, Christian, obviously, like Coach alluded to, that he can flat play the game, understands the game, understands his role, and can always been able to knock down shots. Christian Laettner.
5 minutes into the second, Lue maneuvered free, but he's been unable to supply much off the bench thus far. Scoreless in 3 tries.
And those are quick shots for a point guard to take, so the Mavericks will live with that.
Dirk Nowitzki now 2 of 7 tonight. Wizards trailing by 3. They've trailed by as many as 7 in this quarter. Washington 2 games under 500 coming into the night. They're battling for a playoff spot in the East. They've failed to make the playoffs 6 consecutive seasons. Lue over Bradley. Tougher shot, but he drains it, and the Wizards have run off 6 straight.
Mavericks do not get the same push. Now, after that score, they've waltzed the ball into the front court. I think they got to drive it into the front court to give Washington something to think about.
Well, the other thing you have to do is you have to get some stops too, Coach. If you're going to try and run, you got to find a way to get stops, and they haven't done that.
I agree with that, but when they do score, you still have to run it at them. Make them get back. You know, they're kind of, you're helping them.
Nowitzki fouling Brown after allowing him that prime waterfront real estate inside. Kwame Brown at the free throw line. The Wizards can reclaim the lead without Stackhouse or Jordan. 5:57 left in the second. Mavericks have missed their last 5 shots and are in jeopardy of falling behind with 5:57 left in the second. 35-34 Dallas. Gift cards available in the fan shop on the plaza level of the American Airlines Center. Dallas Mavericks gift cards, that is. For information, call 214-747-MAVS. Brought to you by Payment Tech. Still a bit of a lull surrounding the Mavericks' effort, and Bob, it seems to be uneven once Don Nelson starts filtering in players from the bench. The tempo dramatically seems to change.
Especially when Steve Nash goes to the bench, but he's got to have some rest. Now he's back in there. Nash is, along with Van Exel, so it's a 2-point guard lineup right now. Let's see if now even here's an example. If they score, if the Wizards score on this free throw, you get it inbounds and you push it down the floor instead of bringing it in slow. All you're doing is helping. I think all that does. Look at that. Washington's not working hard to get back.
It's very true, but it's a lot easier to push it in transition after a miss.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, well, I agree with that.
Dirk Nowitzki, the dunking Deutschman on that shot. So Nowitzki with the emphatic finish now has 10, and the Mavericks are back in front.
Tell you what, Kwame Brown wants nothing to do with that 15 to 18-foot jump shot. That one right there. That's why, I guess.
Bradley fouled inside as he grabbed the rebound. Larry Hughes got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Or is it Leitner?
Nowitzki from the left side of the floor turns the corner on a dribble, takes it right to the house with a finish.
Absolutely no defense on that play for Washington.
Hughes to be forced to sit the final 5-17 with 3 fouls. Jordan back in. Right now, Steve Nash playing the shooting guard. It's Van Exel at the point. Nash guarded by the smaller Lou. Goes to work in the low post, and Tyronn Lue called for the reach-in foul, his second. 3 team fouls against Washington here in the second quarter.
Boy, I like that matchup. I'm going to go right back to Nash with it there and let him try to take Lue, whether it be off the dribble facing the basket or posting up with his back to the basket. Either way, I think you go right back to that one. There you are. That's why. Look at total isolation left side of the floor.
Nash stopping on a dime as Lue was 3 feet off of him. He's able to drain the jumper. So the Mavericks will manipulate that matchup as long as Doug Collins allows it to exist on the court.
Yeah, I'd go to that well till that well went dry.
It's not going to go dry. I don't think Lue can do anything with Steve either.
Nice job.
Right time. Nice defensive play.
Jordan followed by Finley. Michael Jordan proving to the young lad he can still get it done.
And he can. I think he showed that back-to-back 30 nights a couple of games ago.
He's pacing himself right now, though, guys. He'll be even tougher in the third and even tougher in the fourth.
Well, we found that out in here last season. He had 15 of his 21 in the fourth. Sean Bradley called for an offensive foul. Goodness. Looks like Kwame Brown flopped on that.
I know he flopped, but I'm not sure Sean did anything wrong on that one. You see Sean Bradley with a nice pass from Steve, just spins and Kwame in the way for the charge.
Second on Bradley. Jordan loves that shot. Doesn't get the roll this time. Dirk Nowitzki claims the rebound.
Well, I tell you, Dirk, that's a better job pushing the ball right there. Look at the result.
That's how they have to play.
But you can even do that after a score. Not as effectively and not as consistently, but you have to implant that philosophy in the mind of that opponent. I got to get back. I got to get back. I got to get back. And you begin to affect their offense a little bit.
Tyronn Lue missing the 3. Bradley tipped the rebound. Nowitzki grabs his 7th tonight.
7 rebounds already for Nowitzki after getting 17 the other night against Utah.
That's 17, by the way, matched his season high. Nash, a little floater. Bradley fights for possession, and Leitner really tackles him, grabbing him from behind. Christian drawing his second, and credit Sean Bradley. He's really ignited a spark and is playing well at both ends. 6 points and 5 rebounds worth. The Mavericks lead by 3 as a result. The bench producing tonight off of a tough one against the Jazz Friday. 1 of 13 shooting for 7 points. Tonight the Mavs have gotten 11 points worth of productivity from reserves on 4 of 6 shooting, 9 rebounds and 6 assists. Nick Van Exel's contributed 5 assists and 4 rebounds to that total. But Sean Bradley at the line right now has 6 points to lead all reserves.
And we know how important the Mavericks bench is to their success this year. Somebody every night has stepped up off the bench, and they need that to continue to be successful.
Bradley hitting on both. Dallas 10 of 12 from the line tonight for a 5-point lead. It's been no larger than 7. The Wizards have been able to manage the game at this point.
Mavericks are going to zone it up right now.
Leitner with 8 on the shot clock. It swung to Lue for 3. Long rebound corralled by Nash. Wizards retreat well. Stackhouse and Jordan were both back, so Nick will settle into the half-court attack.
Interesting what I saw in transition right there, gentlemen. Van Exel and Nash ran well. The thing that makes your transition game go is your third and your fourth player running well, because usually a defensive team will get back a player or two. It's the third player they don't get back. Walt Williams and Dirk Nowitzki did not run the floor well that time. It was just Nash and Van Exel, and that helped Washington.
Right, it kills your break, your secondary break. It kills it if everybody's not running.
See Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on UPN 21. Christian Laettner being worked over by Nowitzki. Goes to the bench with 3 fouls. Dirk with 12 points and 7 rebounds tonight. Laettner's presence is essential given his veteran leadership for the Wizards, and certainly he was instrumental in the little spark he ignited when the Wizards had fallen behind by 7 earlier this quarter.
Really interesting comment by Doug Collins to Lou on the floor. He looked at him, clapped his hands, and said, "Those are good shots. Keep shooting it."
3-second defensive violation against Rafe LaFrentz, and LaFrentz continues to play in a fog, it appears. He is really struggling at both ends of the floor.
Well, Rafe just needs to play. I think right now he's thinking too much. If you look at his shot, he's aiming his shot, man. He's just not getting it done. And knowing Nelly the way I think I know him, he's not going to wait around for a guy. I mean, you're either going to have to produce or he's going to go somewhere else for the numbers.
He's kind of playing like a robot. You know what I mean? Like he's just got to cut it loose, man. You really got to relax, know what you're supposed to do, and you know that he knows.
He's had a tough time doing that since returning from the ankle sprain. Jordan posted against Van Exel. An air ball let fly by Michael Jordan. My goodness. Minute 55 left in the second. It's been a slow down pace. Nowitzki wheeling away from Russell, missed the easy one.
Easy for you to say.
Inside, Jordan held by Van Exel. Second team foul against the Mavericks. Nick not happy with the call.
But just like the Mavericks milked the matchup with Nash and Tyronn Lue, Washington is going to do the same thing. That's why Griff is in the game now, because Michael has a huge advantage against Van Exel on the block.
Russell's guarded by Nowitzki.
Nice place to get the ball back if you're Dallas after a stop and not a bucket.
LaFrentz closed down Stackhouse's penetration. Jordan left to create. Stackhouse again off the dribble. The leaping leaner, an air ball, and that's a 24-second shot clock violation. Stackhouse is now 3 of 12 tonight.
What do we got here?
Loose ball foul of Walt Williams. Did it happen before the shot clock violation? Mike Callahan indicating it did.
Tough break for the Mavericks right there.
So Brendan Haywood goes to the free throw line.
Here you are right here. Not much of a loose ball foul there, I don't think, was it?
That's a loose ball foul on Haywood. So Nowitzki will shoot free throws the other way.
Big minute 23 seconds left, Coach, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I really do. Mavericks need to pick up the energy, need to go to the locker room with a little bit more favorable response, I think, than what we've seen at times here in the first half. I don't know. Maybe it's the holidays. Maybe it's the Christmas thing. I don't know. Maybe this team is, you know, they weren't very good on Thanksgiving. They haven't been very good around Christmas.
Well, whatever it is, they better get it fixed.
Coming to KFC now, you can get a big 10-piece bucket of the Colonel's original recipe chicken served hot and fresh for only $7.99. Only at KFC, proud sponsor of the Mavericks. There's fast food, and then there's KFC. I was going to ask you about that, Harp. Is this a tough game to play leading into a holiday?
Oh, no question it is, because obviously your mind is focused on the holiday and getting away from the game a little bit, if you would. And your opponent doesn't help that, because obviously the Mavericks man for man are a lot better than the Washington Wizards, but not playing that way right now.
6-point game as Nowitzki continues to score seemingly at will with 15 first-half points.
Washington continues to work the basketball to two options, either Jordan or Stackhouse.
Inside, Roger Bell just into the game, and Jerry Stackhouse exchanging pleasantries, and Bell picks up the foul.
Roger Bell guarding Stackhouse right underneath the bucket. Well, I'm not sure that's a double foul there. You've got to call that a double foul. My goodness, Stackhouse literally pushed and swung the arm.
Roger was holding his ground is what he was doing.
If you're going to call that foul one way, you got to make a double foul out of that.
And I see Stackhouse being a little frustrated because of his night more than anything.
Roger Bell won't back down. We've seen that. We saw it when Ron Artest tried to physically intimidate him last week.
He's not in position to back down. Roger had to scrap to make this roster.
And has to scrap for minutes to get on the court. Griffin turns the corner on Jordan. Michael recovers. Nash free for three. Griffin the retrieval.
Long shot, long rebound.
Mavericks out rebounding the Wizards now 25-21. And Adrian Griffin says, why not? I went to get it, I'm going to shoot it. 48-42 Dallas.
As long as he makes that one.
Shot that with great confidence. Stackhouse off the spin. Gets the banker to go and draws the foul inside. He is a scorer, much more than a pure shooter, averaging nearly 22 points a game. And Stackhouse has found a way to score 15 tonight.
And you said it best. Coach Ortega said it best, that Stack will keep shooting the basketball, and that's what scorers do. He's such a tough guard because of that. You know, a lot of guys, when they miss shots, they become timid and don't stay aggressive. He's the exact opposite.
Been to the line now 9 times in the first half alone. He has perennially been among league leaders in free throws attempted and made. Comes into this game averaging 7 per ball game. He's exceeded that by 2 before intermission.
He attacks the basket, and when you're an aggressive offensive player, the referees are going to know that, and they're going to give you a lot of calls.
Shot clock no longer a factor. Mavericks can settle for the final look of the first half. Finley just back into the game, actually blowing into his right hand to get it warmed up. 5 seconds left. Nash all the way to the rim. The left hand finish. Steve Nash getting any and everywhere he wants to off the dribble this first half.
They got time. They got, not a Stackhouse uses it.
He did. 50. Jerry Stackhouse leads the Wizards with 17 points, but he's done it on 13 shots. The Mavericks have got 15 from Nowitzki and will march to the locker room in front of the Wizards, 50-45. 3-point range. The Mavericks a much better job rebounding tonight and getting inside against Washington with 22 points in the paint, and they've outrun the Wizards 10-2. Yet with all of those positive numbers, it's a 5-point game going to the third quarter.
And that's what makes the whole thing scary, because those are good numbers. But well, I tell you what, you got to have a bigger lead than that.
And I think the thing that Washington has done is they've played their pace basketball. They've played an East Coast style game, and that's kept them close.
Jordan blows by Finley and hits the reverse layup. So Michael Jordan, a quiet performer in the first half with 7 points, is able to score easily on the interior of the Maverick defense to open the third.
And he'll gear it up, Michael will, a little bit more in this second half.
Nowitzki holding that pivot foot, unable to knock down his first jumper. It's Dirk, LaFrentz, Steve Nash, Michael Finley, Adrian Griffin for the Mavericks against Larry Hughes, who's operating at the point right now, Jerry Stackhouse, Jordan, Christian Laettner, and Brendan Haywood for Washington. Stackhouse across the lane. Jordan has the open jumper. He scored 4 straight, and the Wizards are down only a digit.
Mavericks not starting well in the third quarter once again.
Adrian Griffin. I'm not sure Griffin's missed tonight. He's now 3 of 3 for 6 points.
Shooting the ball in a good rhythm, not hesitating once he gets the ball in position to shoot it. He's letting it go nicely.
I'll tell you what Washington's doing. They just don't respect him. They're just saying, go ahead and shoot it.
Stackhouse wide open for three.
That's too good a look for a guy that scores that many points. Your clutch fool's gold if you keep doing that.
Even though he doesn't shoot a high percentage, it is very easy for him.
Nash escaping Hughes, but the shot-blocking presence of Haywood forced him to miss that layup. A minute 40 gone by in the third. Stackhouse staying spot, staying shot. This one short as well. 4 of 15 shooting for Jerry Stackhouse, a two-time All-Star. Nowitzki off the bounce, crossing over to Shed Laettner. Dirks missed his first 2 shots of the third quarter.
Boy, and that's one there you want for him every time if you can get that one.
2 minutes into the third, a lull has fallen over the American Airlines Center. The Wizards have the tempo their way, and they are right there knocking at the door. Jordan off the head fake, entices foul number 3, or rather, I checked that, number 4, for Rafe LaFrentz.
That's all Rafe seems to do lately is collect fouls, unfortunately for him. Just not into the game, Coach.
I think Rafe and Nelly both wondering where the contact was right there. Mavericks go to the zone on the side out of bounds play.
Haywood bowling over LaFrentz, who makes amends. And that'll be Brendan Haywood's 4th foul.
Nice defensive play, Rafe LaFrentz. Need more of those. Good position right here. Watch it inside. Right there it is. Good job defensively.
Our statistician tonight is Todd Bristow, and he wants to send along his holiday and Christmas wishes to his son Bryce Jordan Bristow. His first Christmas. Bryce Jordan's. That's always fun. Those wide eyes on Christmas morning.
Nash, yep. That's he had plenty of room for the shot right there. You got to see that defender dropping down.
But a play like that, Coach, shows me where his confidence is.
He didn't want the shot, did he?
Jordan guarded by Nash. Trying to squeeze it to the open man, Kwame Brown, and Jordan signaled, you got to roll to the basket, young man.
If he had just gone to college for a couple of years, he would have known that he was supposed to go to the basket on that play.
Doug Collins was talking about that with the media before the game. You think about Christian Laettner coming into this league out of Duke with 4 years of college experience. Makes a difference.
That's a huge difference.
Finley played all 4 years at Wisconsin. It's made a difference in his game without question. 54-49, the Mavericks reclaim the edge they owned at halftime. Finley, the second Mav in double digits tonight with 10.
Mavericks stay in the zone right now.
Ball knocked away. Jordan regathers. Brown spinning on the fence, and Rafe recovers with a rejection. Finley on the fly, crossing over. Away from Jordan. I'll tell you what, how that's not a foul, I will never know. Michael got a lot of arm on that reach in. He knocked it out of bounds.
After a great crossover move against Michael Jordan, and they're calling the ball off of Michael Finley. Michael with the right to left crossover against Jordan, childhood idol. And I don't know if it was a foul. It looked like all ball and off Michael Finley. A second look. The ball clearly off of Michael Finley's leg.
Boy, Jordan really reacted once he knew he was beaten. He did not give up on the play.
And watching the replay, Harp, I'm with you. I think that was clean. With the naked eye, it looked like he got a lot of arm. Jordan has been the defensive player of the year in the NBA among his honors. Leaning back here, took a tough shot.
Push it, push it, push it. Sorry, guys.
Nash is always full throttle. That's a bad shot.
You don't push him and get that.
Finley mustering against Kwame Brown, and Michael Finley has something to say to official Monty McCutcheon as he heads back down the floor, and now Finley picks up a technical.
He was waiting on that one, the official.
Well, Michael, he made his statement the first time. He should have left it alone. He got away with it the first time.
Sure did.
Then he repeats the statement, and that time he gets the T. Now he gets 2, and Washington gets a chance to get one of those 2 back.
Pat Frayer rang him up, serving in the role of Grinch. But it's unusual to see the smoke coming from Finley like it did in that exchange.
Michael Finley inside, strong move, up and in, thinking he got fouled again. But see now what happens is it's 3-2 Washington. They get the free throw, they get the basket, and Finley just had 2 points.
Tough pass, Nowitzki to Bradley. Sean forced the shot and then fouled over the back. And this right now has a very tenuous feel to it with 7:24 left in the third quarter.
Well, the Mavericks have really fallen into playing the Wizards game tonight. And the only chance the Wizards have against the Mavericks is for them to play a slow-paced game, and that's the pace that we see right here.
Foul on Bradley was his third. LaFrentz is sitting with 4 right now.
What you do is you start to chart when they get shots. Let's see when they get shots. 24-second shot clock, winding down.
It's at 5 right now. Hughes a long 3.
See, they get a shot in 3 seconds. What that means is they get to use up, 21 seconds there.
Yeah, but with all the streak shooters that the Wizards team have on the floor right now, anything can happen in a game like this. This game is too close for comfort from the Mavericks standpoint.
Griffin allowed Kwame Brown to fly by. There was contact, and a whistle stops it. It'll be Washington's first team foul in the third quarter.
Ball goes inside to Griffin. Watch him wait. Nice pass. Nice interior pass by Nowitzki. Griffin read it well. He got the defender up in the air. He made it look like he was going to go up.
Nowitzki wants it against Leitner. Christian overplaying. Dirk utilizing the up and under, and from behind, Leitner commits the foul. It'll be his 4th personal.
It's a hard foul, too, against Nowitzki.
You see that up and under move? All I could see when he made the second defender came over on Nowitzki, all I could see when that happened was Eduardo Nájera making a dive cut to the basket.
Which he does so well,
and
Coach.
Getting it back and dunking the ball.
And let me say that this team definitely missed Eddie Nájera.
Well,
some of the things that he brings would help the Mavericks in these games in the half court.
You could be Subway's 6th man during the next Mavericks home game. All season long, you have a chance to win 2 free tickets, a 6th man t-shirt, be the 6th man on the court for the Mavs player introductions. Register at DallasMavericks.com, or you can send your name and address along to Dallas Mavericks, Subway 6th man, 2209 Taylor Street, Dallas 75226. Subway, eat fresh. Nowitzki has 17 tonight. Mavericks up only 3. Bradley called for the blocking foul, and he picks up a technical after he slammed his hands on the floor.
Well, you never want technical fouls to keep a team in a game, but right now, the Techs are hurting the Mavericks right now.
Well, and I can't help but wonder, is this residue from Friday? Word gets around the NBA, and Friday it got crazy in here. The officials were just lambasted by the Maverick coaching staff, and generally you won't see a technical after a play like
Jordan
this.
against Bradley. Sean sticks his leg out. An easy call, actually. Wasn't in position to take the charge.
It's his 4th foul.
Does that justify a tee when you slap the floor? I mean, I got to wonder about that.
For Sean Bradley, I guess it does.
It definitely depends on who you are.
If you're Michael Jordan, I can't ever imagine that. But Jordan has begun to find some rhythm here in the third quarter. He has 13 in the game, 6 in the frame, and it's back to a 1-point difference.
Oh, Griffin, not a bad move there.
Sets up Nowitzki, and Nowitzki becomes the Mavericks' leading point man with 19, and that shot well in rhythm after the distribution by Griffin.
Jordan to the post, not unlike what they used to do with him all the time with the Bulls. There he is. That's
Fighting for position.
Good job, Griffin.
Still time. 5 on the shot clock. Jordan leaves it off the back iron. The Mavericks can push it 4 on 3. Steve Nash all the way to the iron.
There's Griffin again.
Griffin had it knocked away. Steps away. And misses that shot badly.
I think they should have backed it out and got a better shot on that. Big possession.
Michael Jordan bucking the instructions in his 15th season out of North Carolina. Larry Hughes feeling it tonight. Not on that shot. 4:55 left in the third.
That's a better job pushing it right there. No, don't give it to Bradley out there, Griffin.
Finley. Unable to get the roll on the 3. The tip by Nowitzki doesn't go. The Wizards have won 6 of their last 7 times into Dallas, including last season by 7. Kwame Brown pirouettes.
Nice defense by Sean.
Yes, and not a bad move by Brown either.
Nowitzki's got his 14th double-double with 19 points and 11 rebounds. The jump stop got raked across the arm and fouled by Brian Russell. So Nowitzki's at the free throw line following a timeout.
Jordan buries the jumper. Nowitzki with the answer.
Very nice.
Probably the best audio guy in the country. And no wonder he's so darn good. He can't talk.
The Durkinator has the Mavericks in front right now, 19 points and 11 rebounds, and he readies for a couple of free throws. But there is an uneasy feel to this one with Dallas in front of Washington by 3, 4:21 left in the third quarter.
Former Dallas Maverick Catan Thomas in the ball game right now. Primarily a low post player, an interior player.
Never played with the Mavericks, was here a full season almost before being dealt to Washington, but had toe and foot problems. The Mavericks drafted him, the 12th pick overall out of Syracuse back in 2000.
This game not unlike that game 1 year ago against the Wizards, where they kept it close, kept it close, and then in the last 5 or 6 minutes Jordan took over and they won it.
Nowitzki skating away from the line prematurely, and he misses the free throw as a result. Mavericks come with Van Exel, Finley, Nowitzki, Walt Williams, and Adrian Griffin off the timeout. Stackhouse.
Got to get your hand up. Once he makes that move, you close on that shooter, get your hand up, get in the sight line. Defensively, they were there, but doesn't do any good if you don't get the hand up.
Well, if you look at Washington, they think they have a chance in this game now.
Griffin. That helps the cause.
He's playing pretty well, guys.
Extremely well, Griffin, especially offensively. Shooting the ball. Always plays well defensively.
4 of 6 tonight, has 9 points. That's only the second Maverick make from three-point range in the game.
He's got 4 rebounds, too, Griffin does.
Larry Hughes off the hesitation. Gets bodied and fouled. Griffin, the guilty party, picking up his third. The Mavericks with 4 team fouls, so they're 1 away from sending the Wizards to the line the rest of the quarter. Tyronn Lue back into the game, and Michael Jordan will stay on the floor as well, as Catan Thomas had a brief stint on the court. I think Jordan anticipated coming out right there, and Doug Collins said, no, I want you on the floor.
Good back cut. Stackhouse very good at making back cuts. Always has been.
The Wizards now 3 of 10, hoisting beyond the arc tonight.
There's another guy, Brian Russell, I believe, is headed toward the end of his career.
Griffin off the dribble. Lost it. Needs help. 5 on the shot clock. Van Exel all the way to the line. Missed the layup. Williams tip crawls out.
There's 2 guys that the Mavericks need very badly to produce, and both of them working hard but didn't get the bucket.
Jordan off the spin, leaves the rebound to Van Exel.
I would think those are the kind of shots that are a lot tougher for Michael Jordan at this stage in his career.
Jordan commits the foul on Walt Williams in transition. So one Wizard fouls another. Walt at the line following a timeout. Family portraits, a Mavericks schedule, and much more. The calendar's only $10, and proceeds go to help children throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
That's a pretty neat gift for $10. It really is. Yeah, even when the Mavericks come out of that timeout, the pace of their walk is slower than it needs to be. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
and to
more
prove your
to be
point,
cool.
Walt walks up to the line and misses the free throw. So.
It's just you don't see that same bounce in their step.
This team hits 84% of its free throws, tops in the NBA tonight, 77% at 17 of 22.
Did that long winning streak take something out of them from the standpoint of just emotion and pressure?
Could have, definitely emotion.
I mean, they had 2 of them, the 14-game winning streak to open the year and then the 12-game winning streak at home.
Stackhouse being warned by Griffin, who swats the shot. Adrian Griffin like Velcro all over. Jerry Stackhouse, what a defensive play.
Excellent defense by Griff.
I think Griffin's a player of the game so far. I mean, I just think he's just done so many things.
Didn't give up much ground on that play.
2 on the shot clock for Washington.
Uh-oh.
Russell wide open.
That's too good of a look with 2 seconds.
Fortunately, Russell struggling tonight, 0 of 4. Closing in on the 2-minute mark of the third. The Mavericks beginning tonight a run of 4 consecutive games against Eastern Conference competition.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in the third.
They've yet to lose to an Eastern team here at home. Van Exel a contested 3.
We talk about bounce. Nick Van Exel definitely doesn't have his bounce the last couple of games.
He's 1 of 4 in this game after going 0 of 5 against Utah on Friday. Jordan wants it in the post against Finley. That pass deflected by Van Exel. Nowitzki on the prowl.
There you go again. Run. They get the very good look. Look at Nowitzki. What an effort.
Really working. He now has 13 rebounds in the game.
Heck of an effort. That's a good pass right there.
That's not a good shot right there.
That one hits the side of the back.
That's one of your better calls that you've been.
Oh, man.
It was a good shot, but not well shot.
That was a ricochet rabbit off the side of the backboard. A minute remaining in the third quarter.
They got what they wanted. They wanted to switch.
And then they went away from it.
Hughes a rainbow 3. What a shot.
Evidently, they went to the right guy. Hughes knocks it down.
They must have known something we did not.
Larry Hughes with 3 threes on the night and 13 points.
Wizards are just hanging around right now.
Which was the objective coming into the game.
And they look like the more confident team right now, guys. Griffin attacking, lost it going up. It will go over to Washington. That slipped out of his hands as he anticipated contact from Stackhouse.
It's a tough break. Had an easy shot, too.
9 turnovers for Dallas. Steve Nash hurrying to get back into the game for the final 38.8 of the frame. Nash replaces Griffin. Adrian gets a nice round of applause as he sits with 9 points and 6 rebounds thus far tonight. Lou, a quick 3, uncontested, ties the game.
Remember, that's the guy that Doug Collins told in the second quarter, keep shooting the ball because those are good shots.
Lou finished 7th in the league in 3-point accuracy last season at 45%.
He can shoot.
Wizards in a 2-for-1 possession opportunity. Let's see if the Mavericks can answer Lou's 3. Nash one-on-one on Lou. Off balance as he spun through it behind Finley. Van Exel's bailout attempt not there, and the Wizards can grab the lead going to the fourth quarter. It'll be in the hands of number 23. Van Exel unable to unleash it before the horn sounds. Nothing to choose between these two after 3 quarters. It's tied at 65. The Mavericks have caricature stockings awaiting them in the locker room when this one is over. Will they have their 23rd win in hand as well? Stay with us. The final 12 minutes coming up. Michael Jordan's potential last trip to Dallas. He has helped the Wizards into a tie game through 3 quarters, 65 apiece. Tom, as we get into the fourth quarter, let's revisit the North Texas 4 keys for the Mavs.
Well, initially we talked about rebounding the basketball. The Mavericks with a 10-rebound advantage right there. 9 of those are offensive. Field goal percentage for Dallas a little bit better than the 33% it's been the last 2 games, but 40% not good. But the 3-point shooting not nearly as good as it's been all year.
Well, the Wizards very good defending the 3. They come into the game ranked 6th in the league in 3-point accuracy allowed. The Mavericks 2 of 9 tonight. Sean Bradley playing volleyball with it himself on the glass. Gives the Mavs back a 2-point lead.
It was a good recovery. Missed the first one. Came back and completed the second one.
Finley, Bradley, Walt Williams, Nowitzki, and Nash to defend against Leitner, Stackhouse, Larry Hughes, Tyronn Lue, and Brian Russell. Offensive foul, Jerry Stackhouse. No argument there. How about the Washington keys to the game? Brought to you by North Texas Ford. Harp.
Well, I think the pace has been perfect for the Washington Wizards. Obviously, they wanted a slow pace. They got that. And for the most part, I think they've controlled the Mavericks role players, especially Nick Van Exel, who struggled for his 3rd consecutive game.
Van Exel held at 2 points in the game. Tough fadeaway by Finley, but he swishes the shot.
And I'll tell you what, Stackhouse played good defense on that one because he was there defensively, hand up in the sight line. Finley made a tough shot.
There are two-time All-Stars in that mano-a-mano clash. Stackhouse finds Hughes. Larry Hughes continues to sizzle. 6 of 8 tonight for 15 points.
Wrong got to leave open.
Nash turns the corner. Walt Williams knocks down the trifecta. Chichinga big Maverick money ball. Their 3rd and 10 tries, and the lead is back to 5.
You know, maybe that's why they've lacked that extra bounce in the step. They haven't been hitting any of those three-pointers, and the crowd feeds off the three-pointers here.
2 minutes into the 4th.
Mark Cuban leading the cheers on defense down at the end of that Maverick bench, folks. You can't see him right now, but he is up hollering defense.
1 on the shot clock, loose runners, an air ball, and it's a shot clock violation.
It's a good defensive possession for the Mavericks.
There he is. He sat down now, but he was up leading those cheers. Now, Steve needs to take it. See, I think you drive it right at. He can beat Lou out in the open court and make something happen.
Mavericks were held to 15 third-quarter points as the Wizards fought back to tie it after 3. Finley isolated, steps back on Stackhouse.
Another good defensive play by Stack, forcing Michael to the same shot. This time, Finn comes up a little short.
Stackhouse and Finley wrapped up like human pretzels, and Michael draws the foul, his first. First team foul against the Mavericks. Jordan resting right now with Russell and Stackhouse in the game.
Leave it alone, Mike. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, he already has 1 tee. Don't want to get another one.
Well, sooner or later you think more about that than you do the things that really count.
Stackhouse wide open, drops through the tray. That's the 6th make for the Wizards, and they are hanging right there.
Mavericks not pushing that ball after those scores.
Nash 1-on-1 on Lou. Larry Hughes high for the rebound, and Washington can tie with a 2 or go in front with a 3 this trip. Stackhouse throws it away.
Mavericks going to get it back on that one.
It's the 11th turnover tonight for the Wizards. Jerry Stackhouse has more assists than I think you anticipate from a fan standpoint. He's averaging 5 a game coming in, and was unselfish there. Just threw it to the wrong spot.
Well, he has to give it up as much as he shoots. The teams are going to force him to pass it when he gets hot.
Now you got to go to Finley now. He's got that mismatch. He can go over the top of Lou.
Leitner comes over to help, forcing the ball out of Michael's hands to Nowitzki. Long rebound triggers a 2-on-1 for the Wizards, and a tie game as Larry Hughes finger rolls it home.
Very good job in transition. They took advantage of that one.
3:30 into the 4th. The crowd is uneasy. The Mavericks, off of the first home setback of the season, Steve Nash gives them back a 74-72 lead on Friday, looking to get back into the win column in front of another capacity crowd, the 44th in a row.
Mavericks with 4 guys in double figures right now. Nowitzki, Finley, Nash, and Bradley.
Hughes missed that one short. Walt Williams, a nice job of getting a hand in Larry's face, and then in frustration he bumps Finn. Finley indicating he's all right. The timeout stops it. 4 minutes gone by in the 4th. Still anybody's game, and the Wizards only visited the season to Dallas. More of our UPN 21 crew. The first guy you saw was Dave Evans, our fearless broadcast leader with the Mavericks. Emmett Smith on hand as a basketball fan tonight. A lot of questions surrounding his future with the Cowboys.
Boy, I guess a lot of questions surrounding a lot of people's futures with the Cowboys.
Wizards scramble defensively off the timeout. Nowitzki 1-on-1 on Leitner. LaFrentz there to clean up the mess. So Rafe LaFrentz contributing at an opportune time for a 76-72 lead.
You get inside, it creates a lane for an offensive rebounder, and that's precisely what happened.
LaFrentz, Nowitzki, Williams, Nash, and Finley on the floor for Dallas. Larry Hughes faking the pass and danced inside, nearly able to complete a three-point opportunity. He'll go to the free throw line as Walt Williams hit him on the way by. Jordan is back in now. Sitting down, Brian Russell. He's joined on the floor by Jerry Stackhouse, Larry Hughes, Tyronn Lue, and Christian Laettner. This is about as effective a five as the Wizards can come with at this stage of the game, isn't it?
Without a doubt. And Larry Hughes is at his natural position right now, Matt. And I think you can see him being a lot more aggressive offensively, playing the two position with Tyronn Lue in at the point position.
He came to the NBA ranks after one season collegiately, a season in which he led Conference USA in scoring at 21 a game at St. Louis. He has always been a scorer. In the NBA, they've tried to convert him to a point guard in Philadelphia, then at Golden State, and now in Washington. But he's a natural shooter.
But I will say this has been his best thing at the point position here with Washington.
He has 19 points tonight. Second on the Wizards roster to Stackhouse at 23. Nash left that one a little hard. Nowitzki from the free throw line. Thanks to Tyronn Lue for the gift. Lue tapped that rebound right to Dirk.
Took that one to the wrong guy.
You don't want to be tipping it down there. Defensively, if you're on the offensive board, you want to keep it alive.
Stackhouse can't maneuver away from Finley. Lue makes the extra pass. Hughes attacking the rim. Draws another foul as Walt Williams, unable to stay with him, draws his third personal.
And I tell you what, when the Mavericks were winning, you saw guys stepping up, taking charges on these particular plays. When the penetration did come against the Mavericks, it always seemed that there was somebody there to help. Right now, they're not getting the help that they were getting earlier.
Want to be a Dr. Pepper honorary ball kid in an upcoming Mavericks home game? Stop by any Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex Chick-fil-A location and register. You receive 2 tickets, a Dr. Pepper honorary ball kid t-shirt. Get your picture on the scoreboard, and you'll be introduced to the starting lineup.
Well, I'll tell you what, Washington is not very big right now. The Mavericks at 6'11", 7 feet with both Nowitzki and LaFrentz inside.
21 for Hughes, 2-point game nearing the midway point of the fourth. Dallas in games decided by 9 or less this season is 6-2. We'll see if they can ride this one home. Nash gets spilled. No whistle, no foul call. The ball out of bounds to Dallas, and Steve is up favoring one of his feet.
Nash turns a corner, gets down inside. May have been fouled in the lower body, but he wasn't fouled up top, I didn't think.
Came down on Laettner's foot. Warming to the task with 24 on the night.
I don't know why they would switch Tyronn Lue on a much bigger Dirk Nowitzki.
It doesn't make sense there, does it?
At all.
Here is John Bach, the defensive mastermind of this Wizards squad. Stackhouse pops 3 for 3. That's the 7th made tray for the Wizards, and it's a 1-point game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Don Nelson is really working hard, but it's like pulling teeth for him tonight right now. He just can't get things done out there the way he wants them done. There's a good look for him.
Stackhouse grabs the long miss. 3-point shooting, a key statistic in this game. The Wizards are 7 of 14. The Mavericks 3 of 12. Jordan guarded by Nowitzki. Dirk giving ground. Jordan up and under, travel. The 12th turnover on the night. And his airness denied a move that has been so familiar to him through the course of the years. Merry Christmas to you and yours with 5:23 left in the fourth. Michael Jordan called for the travel on the previous possession. Was very discreet the way he worked the official during the timeout.
Crowd's trying to help right now, and that's good news. They certainly did that the other night against Utah.
20,000 plus on hand tonight. Largest crowd of the season. Nowitzki, beautiful head fake. Laettner flies by.
Ouch.
Nowitzki can't get the bounce. LaFrentz keeps it alive, but he's called for an over-the-back foul. Clearly he climbed the back of it looked like Stackhouse inside.
No, it was Jordan. It was Michael Jordan inside.
You called it.
Yep. Michael Jordan inside. You see him. Looks great for friends. Goes up over the top of him. Jordan didn't get the call the last time down, but he got that one.
5 fouls on LaFrentz. The chant is defense. The Maverick lead is 1. Leitner, the jump stop. Forces that one to the iron, begging for a foul call. Nowitzki secures his 14th rebound tonight. It's been a scrum from the outset. The Mavericks unable to distance themselves. Nowitzki misses another open jumper.
Holy cow.
Good look, though, for the Mavs that time offensively.
Last 2 of them were.
Wide open Nowitzki. You got to take that. He has to make that one.
He's 7 of 20 tonight. Mavericks continue to struggle for points. 40% shooting in the game. They average 104 points a ball game, only 80 tonight a game. Third straight game. Lou, a 3 for the lead, a little short. Washington has worked this exactly where they'd like to have it. Van Exel exploding down the lane.
Oh, they miss it again.
3-on-2 if Stackhouse pushes. Instead, he launches the 3.
Gotta make shots.
Oh, that's a bad shot right there for the Wizards.
3:45 left. Crowd on the edge of its seat with every possession.
The Wizards, with only 1 team foul, make it 2.
Leitner drawing his 5th. It's a blocking foul. So the Wizards will be very aggressive between now and the 2-minute mark at the defensive end. They've got 2 team fouls to give.
Dirk Nowitzki looks just exhausted. He really looks tired.
Played it out there all night.
Shot clock is at 6. Does Van Exel realize it? Nowitzki does. With 1 shot clock, the delivery from Van Exel, and Dirk pumps through his 25th and 26 points.
If he is tired, coach, he's not going to get any rest for 3 minutes.
That's right.
Hughes has that one go right through his hands out of bounds.
Hey, look, coaching, I admire coaches because plays like that this time of the game will drive you crazy as a coach.
The Wizards have coughed it up 8 times since halftime. Van Exel wide open in the corner. Finley fires anyway. Nowitzki climbing for the board and the stick back. 16th rebound of the night for Dirk, the biggest to this point. Timeout, Washington.
Michael Finley with the miss. Dirk Nowitzki wheels it in.
84-79 Mavericks. The crowd very much a factor with 2:48 left to play as we take a look at our Subway 6th man for the Mavericks tonight.
It's Sean Bradley playing off the bench tonight. Nick Van Exel finding nice jump hook. Sean Bradley with the line. This is the 2nd time, puts it back in. That makes him our Subway 6th man of the game. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 1 block shot in 23 minutes. Congratulations, Big Sean.
Sean looking on as the Mavericks defend, protecting the 5-point lead. Wizards in a drought over the last 3 minutes. Jordan looks to bully Nash. Finley climbing for the miss. Nowitzki. Blocking foul committed by Jordan. Dirk put it to the floor and looked to turn the corner. Jordan had no choice.
Really recognizing where he was on the floor, who was on him. Dirk uses the shot fake extremely well against Jordan, puts it on the floor. Michael a step slow with the foul.
Tell you, the last time down when Jordan missed that shot off the dribble, that's where the biggest difference in his game is: explosiveness off of the dribble. Whether it be elevating, shooting the shot, whatever it is, that explosiveness off of the dribble is not the same.
Well, let me tell you, once you hit 40, it isn't the same.
It'll be 40 in February.
As far as explosiveness is concerned.
Mavericks got a bit of a break there as Luke kicked it out of bounds. They get 8 more seconds on the shot clock.
Got to go to Dirk.
2 minutes.
Shot clock at 3. Nowitzki had it rejected by Hughes at the shot clock violation. So Larry Hughes, who's been the best Wizard player all night, 21 points, 6 rebounds, and a big block shot, keeping the Wizards' hopes alive.
Well, if you're the Mavericks, you definitely want to come down here and make it tough for the Wizards to get a stop, to get a basket, I'm sorry.
Will the Mavericks zone it or play man-to-man? They're in the zone.
They've limited the Wizards to 37% shooting tonight.
Got to get to him.
Dallas does. Still 10 on the shot clock. Ball funneled to Jordan. 3-second violation committed by Christian Laettner. He anticipated Jordan shooting rather than passing. That's the 14th Washington turnover. So the Maverick defense has been outstanding in this fourth quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a break right there. You better capitalize on that when at this point in the ball game your opponent gives you the ball back as a result of a 3-second violation and you're only ahead by 5.
Nothing has come easily tonight for Dallas.
Not at all.
Nash on a clear out. Stutter stepping. Double pumping. Hitting. Nash delivering the big blow and a 7-point lead.
Timeout Washington.
That was nasty.
That's a heck of a drive by Nash to his left. He uses the glass so very well. I give credit here late in this ball game to this crowd too for giving this Maverick team a little energy. Look at this move here. Little stutter step. Gets by both Hughes on his right and Michael Jordan on his left. Uses the glass well to get the finish. Another look. Right at you.
The glass and the left hand is what made that play sensational for Steve Nash, Coach.
Nelly has so many late-game offensive options and went away from Dirk, given the matchup there, and Steve Nash made the Wizards pay. This ties the Mavericks' largest lead tonight with 1:23 left. Do the Wizards think in terms of a three-pointer now, Bob, or do they get the best available quick shot?
No, you take the best shot. There's no question about that. You take the best shot. Don't worry about the three. They're not a real good three-point shooting team anyway. And they may want to post Jordan in a situation like this, down low, let him work toward the basket in hopes that he might score and draw the foul, or if he doesn't score, at least draw the foul, because the Mavericks or the Wizards are shooting the penalty. And by the way, at this point, Washington does have a foul to give, and that's a factor.
Well, where they go is very important. The last 8 trips, they've come up with a donut, 0, nothing. So they're going to have to find a way to get a basket. And if I'm them, I'm going to attack the basket quick, opposed to just settling for a jump shot.
You don't get donuts at 9:45 p.m. You get them at 9:45 a.m.
Donut meaning a big hole. They hadn't scored in 8 tries.
I'm with you.
They've gone more than 4 minutes without a field goal.
Good defense by Griffin against Stackhouse.
Nowitzki switches on Stackhouse. He drives right to the goal. The underside of the rim blocked it. Up quickly. Gets the roll with 1:09 to play. 5-point game.
For Dallas, you want to use some clock this possession.
Wizards still have that foul to give.
But try not to get the shot too late on the shot clock where you have to rush it.
2 possessions separate the 2 now. Nash looking to make it 3 on the drive. Finley wide open. For 3, gets none. Van Exel climbing to claim the biggest rebound of the night.
Huge rebound by Nick.
I agree with that.
In the right place at the right time, Van Exel was.
That's his 8th board tonight to go with 6 assists.
So he's contributing something even though he's not scoring for the Mavs.
That Wizards opt not to foul.
Yep, he does not want to foul.
But Lou does on Nash's penetration, and that really hurts the Wizard cause. 31.1 seconds left. The shot clock recycles to 14 for Dallas, and now any whistle means free throws for the Mavericks.
Well, we'll have a quick whistle. I would think they would try and foul right away in this situation.
Nash fights to be the man that receives it inbounds. Instead, it's Nowitzki, and Michael Jordan grabs him. Dirk tonight 10 of 12 from the free throw line, has matched his season high of 17 rebounds, and he's registered now 4 times on the year, and he's got 28 points. So he's duplicated his performance of Friday night against Utah across the board.
And yet missed a lot of shots that he will normally make.
Yeah, he's 9 of 23 shooting tonight.
And has been forced to play a lot of minutes. I think that's why he missed a lot of those shots.
He has played every minute of this game, just like he did Friday against the Jazz.
There you go. You're not going to play 48 minutes and not get tired as far as shooting goes.
For the 3rd time this season, Nowitzki has registered at least 30, and he's got the Wizards in a bad way now with 30.2 seconds left. Jordan's final stop in Dallas does not appear as though it'll be successful. The Mavs in front by 7. Well, let's call it a complete game, Nowitzki, his second straight for the Mavericks. And thankfully, he has generated 30 points of offense and 17 rebounds, helping the Mavs to sit firmly in the driver's seat with 30.2 seconds to play. Delivering 10 of his 30 here in the fourth quarter.
When the Mavericks needed him most, game was very close before he took over offensively. Put the Mavericks in control.
The Wizards looking for something quick. Stackhouse attacks. That'll do. 27.2 left. Lou fouling Nash, and it'll become a free throw shooting contest now for the Mavericks to secure this victory. The lead is 5. If Nash hits both of these, it would make it a 3-possession difference once again.
Well, if it's a free throw shooting contest, my money is on Dallas. They're the best. 84% from the free throw line says it all.
And Nash the best in the NBA at 93%.
I'll tell you, Adrian Griffin, we don't see him at this point of the game a lot of times, you know that? But he has been outstanding tonight defensively. He has guarded Jordan and Stackhouse and done a very commendable job on both those guys.
Back to a 7-point lead at 90-83. Teron Lou off the jump stop. Hughes grabbed the rebound, but it's a loose ball foul. He shoved off on Nash to snare it, and it's free throws the other way for Steve with 15.9 left, and it appears that the Mavericks have secured their 23rd victory of the season and rebounded, albeit in kind of a grinding, struggling fashion from their first home loss of Friday to Utah.
Well, they still didn't get into their flow, especially offensively, but they did find a way to win, and you have to give Dirk Nowitzki a lot of credit. I think in the fourth quarter, he gave them a guy to go to, and Dirk responded with 10 points and had a huge night rebounding the basketball, Matt.
Nick Van Exel with a new season high of 8 rebounds, also 6 assists. His 6th assist tonight, guys, his 5,000th of his career. So a nice milestone for him individually.
Congratulations, Nick.
And he had a huge rebound late in this game. A very important rebound.
Hughes accelerating the bucket. Score it, and Van Exel called for the foul. 11.5 left. So no quit in Larry Hughes, who's had a huge night with 23 points, a new season high. Well, the holiday will be far more pleasant for the guys on that Maverick bench, wearing smiles. Christmas a couple of days away, and then Dallas is jetting to New Orleans for the first ever time to take on the Hornets the day after Christmas on Thursday.
And we stand down through New Year's Eve.
That would be difficult,
but fun.
Nash dribbles it out. Didn't come easily, but the Mavericks find a way past Michael Jordan and the Wizards tonight thanks to 30 points and 17 rebounds from Dirk Nowitzki. 92-86 the final. The Mavericks maintain the league's top record at 23-4. The Wizards fall to 12-15 on the season.